with so much at stake with control of Congress, President Trump's agenda is on the line, too. He's campaigning nonstop, with some calling the midterms a referendum on his presidency, and says he's been urged to talk up the economy.
He's got the greatest economy. Why is he talking about the border? Well, you can only say so many times that we just created 250,000 jobs last month, right? I should talk about problems that we want to straighten out. Because when we're fixing a problem or fixed a problem, there's no reason to go on about it for 45 minutes.
Well, with the economy so strong, is President Trump shifting his focus? Fox News senior political analyst Brit Hume joins us with his take. Brit, it's great to have you in New York on set with us this morning.
It's nice to see you in person,
Yes,
Sandra.
nice to see you as well. Looking forward to coverage tomorrow night. When you hear the president and he's still pushing immigration, is this the right strategy when you're now hearing reportedly some Republicans, Paul Ryan, calling up the president, focus on the economy? Please?
Well, the dilemma he has is whether positive agenda works better than scaring people. And I think people feel the economy. I suspect that he and his party get some credit for it. But motivated voters tend to be voters who are angry, disappointed. Satisfied voters may not vote at all. So you have that dilemma. And, of course, you know, the president's skill set's a little bit better adapted to trying to worry people about issues like immigration, which has been a good issue for him, and one which was really not front and center in this campaign until the caravan came along, and he swooped down on that like a man with a helicopter and has been, you know, on it ever since. So, you know, I think it's a good question, and we'll find out the answer tomorrow as to whether he should have talked more about the economy. But as you just heard in those two sound bites we just played here, he does talk quite a bit about the economy.
He sure does, and he has been focusing on that, and he's got these 3 stops today. He does not seem to tire. So much energy he continues to put out there.
I marvel.
It's unbelievable. And the White House was on this morning, Sarah Sanders, talking about the election outcome and the way they see things at this moment.
I think we're going to see what happens tomorrow. We think we have a great story to tell. The president's making that case. You'll see him do that again 3 times later today. And if people are voting on policy and things like the economy, I think we're in a really great position moving forward.
Is this election seen as a referendum on Trump's presidency?
Oh, I think so. I think this is the Trump midterm, however it turns out. I've seen presidents go out and campaign really hard in midterm elections in an effort to, you know, protect their party. I particularly remember Bill Clinton doing it in 1994. And I remember the Republicans had what they called a contract with America, which they all ran on as a set of votes they promised to take if they got control of the House. And Clinton really did work hard, not quite as hard as Trump has, because even Clinton had plenty of energy. We hadn't got energy with this guy. And it was a total failure. They lost the House. It was the first time in 40 years. So there's not a long record of it succeeding. So I'm tempted to say, well, I'm not sure how much difference this campaigning will make. On the other hand, I'm haunted, as I suspect nearly all of us are, by what happened in 2016 when the president went out and, you know, he campaigned all over the place, drew these huge crowds. And I was saying, based on my years of coverage, that, you know, I've seen presidents and candidates get huge crowds before. Crowds are a very poor way to determine the outcome of election. Well, boy, was I wrong. Yeah. And so I think we all have to keep in mind the possibility that when Trump's out there on the trail doing all this and drawing these crowds, it may mean something.
That's the problem, right? I mean, even just looking at the stock market today, as we start off this week in which we have so much at stake. Stock market's up 150. Wall Street Journal this morning saying, how do you price anything after what happened in 2016? How can you plan or depend on anything here? What, Britt, finally heading into tomorrow, what are you watching? And what is your feeling heading into tomorrow?
Well, there's some early races we'll see in places like Connecticut and New Jersey, which will give us some sense of, you know, the mood of the electorate. I mean, I think both Connecticut and New Jersey have had governors who have been, a governor and a senator in New Jersey who have been very unpopular, and it looks like those are very, very blue states. And if you see significant Republican showings in the governor's race in Connecticut and the Senate race in New Jersey, we'll know a lot. And, you know, I watch for that. But what I worry about is, at my age, is we'll have one of these long nights where we don't know how it's going to come out, and it's 1:30 in the morning, and we're all sitting there on the set waiting for results to come in from hither and yon, and I'm hoping we won't go through that.
Well, it is always a pleasure to watch your coverage. It'll all be right here on the Fox News channel starting tomorrow night. Brit Hume, You'll be there 6 p.m. Brett and Martha, thank you very much. It's great to see you.
Thank you, Sandra. Same here.
All right.